how do we build a sustainable business, build a sustainable Pilates business, focusing on what we are able to deliver, what value we're able to give to our clients. Okay, so picture this. Pilates teacher, maybe just certified, relatively new to the industry, wanting to learn as much as they can so that they can be of value to any single person that comes and crosses their path. So that's amazing. So you're trying to teach Pilates to anybody and everybody. That formula isn't going to work. It's not going to sustain, it's not going to be sustainable. It's not going to be sustainable for you or for your clients, especially when you are thinking of doing this for the long term. Why? First things first, if you're a teacher that travels across a multiple number of studios and you are going through one studio then the other and wasting so much time in doing this, you're not just going to be burnt out. You're going to be completely deflated and depleted at the fact that you're trying to serve everybody and trying to fit in all these customers so that you'll be able to earn your living. Earning a living as a Pilates teacher by teaching at different Pilates studios isn't going to give you that lifestyle, that comfort that you truly deserve. I mean, you've studied to become a Pilates teacher for a reason. Why did you enter the industry? You wanted to be in the industry more than likely, like I have, because you wanted to help others. You saw how Pilates has changed your life. You saw the benefits that Pilates has given you, and then you've fallen in love with it, just like I have, and then decided to make this part of your life. And in making it part of your life, it meant that you wanted to share the benefit of Pilates with other people. So far, so good. I'm sure that so far you can actually understand where I'm coming from. In a very, very short space of time, if you continue to do this, running between one studio and another and chasing yourself, chasing your income basically, because you need to earn a living, right? And if you're doing this for a number of years, running between one studio to another, you're going to find it completely cumbersome and unproductive and depleting you as a teacher, because you're not going to feel valued by running between one studio and another. So maybe you're subbing, maybe you have a fixed space at a studio, and maybe you have regular clients at a studio. That's amazing. But you are still teaching a different number of people who have come to Pilates for very different reasons. Now, let's just fast forward the pace a little bit and say, what would be your absolute and utter dream position to be in? If you had to be running your own Pilates business, never mind opening up a brick and mortar Pilates studio, never mind that. If you really had to create a very comfortable income by teaching Pilates and making Pilates your full-time gig, what's going to be that factor, that biggest factor that's really going to help you be completely different to anyone out there that is teaching Pilates? Especially if you're looking at your local area, even if you really want to take it online in the long term. So the biggest thing that's going to change the way that you are going to make money out of your business is going to be creating your own signature program. How's that? So say you came to Pilates because you had a particular issue. I came to Pilates because I had a neck injury. It really messed up my neck, then literally went down my back, and then ended up with a multiple of other problems that stemmed from that neck accident that I had. So let's take that example. I came to Pilates because of that. I fell in love with Pilates because I realized how beneficial it was for me and how I wanted then to share this with other people. But when I did my teacher training, like you have, I've done teacher training to teach anybody. So on any part, on a piece of Pilates equipment, mat, reformer, tower, wall unit, Wunda chair, ladder barrel, spine correctors, toe correctors, pedipole, all the pieces of Pilates of apparatus, Brilliant. And I started to learn on how to teach every single person in the population. So Pilates is for everybody, absolutely. And I hear even Lolita, my teacher, to this day, she keeps going on about how Joseph Pilates was going on about Pilates being for everybody. He wanted the poor, he wanted the rich, he wanted the children, he wanted the old, he wanted the thin, and he wanted the fat people. Whoever had a body had to practice Pilates. Okay, then we are becoming Pilates teachers and we are serving everybody. But what's going to make us really, really specialize? What's going to make us really be sought after? Who's going to search for us as specialists in our field? Where a Pilates teacher doesn't cut it anymore. It doesn't cut it anymore. So having your own signature program, having your own program where you are going to be the specialist person in that particular field to work with people of that pathology or of that particular issue. If they want to work with releasing the neck muscles, releasing the tension in the neck, releasing the trapezius, releasing the back, but also strengthening the core and actually creating that balance in the body, then you want to start focusing on that population, right? Or say, for example, you have a specialty in fibromyalgia because it's been a personal experience of yours, or maybe you have worked with many people with fibromyalgia and you actually like the fact that Pilates really gives so much benefit to people with fibromyalgia. So why don't you specialize in this? Why don't you create a signature program that is going to be high ticket? High ticket. It's not going to be a come to my classes for $10 an hour, $20 an hour, $30 an hour. It's going to be a high ticket program where you give them a small teacher training specifically on that particular need. That's all we're talking about. So you then team up with everyone that you know who's a specialist in the fibromyalgia field, and then you create the program which incorporates Pilates and incorporates many other things and many other modalities to help with that fibromyalgia client. Now, you can do this all by yourself. Absolutely. You can just say Pilates for my fibromyalgia and you can stop there. But then, of course, you're going to be charging a lot more than you would normally charge a normal client because you are here to fix a problem. You are here to create a transformation for the client. And trust me, clients pay for transformations. Clients want transformations. And if you're here to give that transformation, they'll pay for that. Now, if you really want to partner with someone else and to make it a really beefy program for that client, then you got to seek out the professionals in the industry, maybe seek out professionals in your area if you want to just target your local area first, and then design a signature program specifically to deal with this particular issue. If you're already liking this video, if you're liking what I'm saying, I appreciate you hitting the like and subscribe button because this is how the YouTube algorithms work. And this is how then people like yourself, teachers who want to learn more about how to specialize or how to run their business, will come back and look for videos like mine. So I would really appreciate you hit the like right now. And then the second thing is that I know I can see when I check my YouTube analytics, I can see how at one particular point which perhaps doesn't resonate with you, I could see that the viewings start falling down, the viewings start dropping. And then when I'm talking sense, and well, for you, perhaps, yes, because I might talk sense for you, but I might not talk sense for anybody else. And that's absolutely not a problem. It's not going to change what I'm going to put out there and the content that I'm going to put out there, because YouTube analytics are great and you see how people get interested and how people are not interested. But what's really mattering here, what's of the most value to me as a caregiver and as a business coach and a Pilates business coach is that I give value to every single person that watches my videos. And even if it is just a tiny little bit, maybe it's a word that I've come up with on this particular video, or an idea or a concept, it's going to stay with you for the rest of your business career. So I really do appreciate you. And I really value you taking your time out to actually watch the videos and learning in the process. Now, going back to creating your signature program, I want you just to just really imagine your life in 10 years' time. 10 years' time, after you are perhaps struggling with going from studio to studio, or even having your own business teaching Pilates, just standard Pilates sessions, and trading your time for money. And we know we have a limited amount of time available on our hands. And as a Pilates teacher, you can only charge X amount. You're not going to be charging $400, $500, $600 for a Pilates session, are you? Even the most experienced and the most known Pilates teachers in the industry can't cut it just by teaching Pilates, just by teaching regular Pilates classes. And I can tell you many friends of mine who are very well known in the industry still run Pilates classes, but what they have, which is something that every single one of us should have, is a signature program. Now, my signature program, I have two. I have my teacher training and I have my business coaching. So I'm there specializing in helping people like yourself, Pilates teachers, improve their businesses. Your signature program could be a program that is targeting the user, the Pilates participant, who has a problem, and you're there to solve their problem. And there's absolutely no reason why you can't charge extra for creating that signature program. So if you had to fast forward your life for the next 10 years and imagine that you're gonna be filling your classes with teaching Pilates day in, day out, say 40, 60, 70, 80 hours a week of teaching Pilates. 10 years of doing that. How long do you think you're going to take before you're depleted, before you're exhausted, before you're burnt out? I remember back in the very old days, in my beginning, and when I actually started teaching Pilates, and the energy and the passion that I gave my clients. And I remember a client of mine, a French pilot client of mine, coming to me one day after class, and he said to me, "Anita, I absolutely love your classes, He said, "But I'm going to tell you one thing now." He said, "How long have you been doing this gig for?" And at the time, I maybe was doing it for 3 years. He said, "Okay." He said, "I'm going to give you 10 years. 10 years. He said, "You're not going to manage to continue teaching so many classes with so much energy and with so much passion." Now, he was right to a point, because I could understand how burnt out I was and depleted I was, because I was just doing the same thing over and over again, teaching clients, teaching a multitude of clients and a multitude of classes, and it was exhausting for me as a teacher. And that was the time after being, actually, it was the third burnout point where I felt I need to do something about it. And it was after I actually recruited a coach who helped me with restructuring my life. It wasn't just about doing Pilates and teaching Pilates, and literally restructuring my life and identifying how I'm going to create a signature program. Since then, I have seen the industry explode exponentially. And this is where I can see the different specialities that a lot of Pilates teachers are already doing. So they're already grabbing a chunk of the market. And this is going to be your thing in 10 years' time, creating a signature program. Doing it now, starting now, creating this program where you're going to specialize in one thing, and you're going to be so good at it that even the specialists are going to come to you. And then you're going to charge a high ticket amount for it. You're going to work less, you're going to earn more, and you're going to have such a wonderful life, because you're going to get that amazing work-life balance. So I encourage you to focus on where you want to be specializing it. I encourage you to really delve in. And if you're not sure, there's many programs that will help you. I've got one in my coaching program where we really work deep and we dive really deep to figure out exactly what your signature program should be. And once you identify that, we start building those blocks so that you can start releasing those classes that you're giving for people who are completely sucking the life and blood out of you, those tire kickers, those freebie hunters that you just don't really want to be teaching. But of course you need to be teaching because you need to be earning your living. You can't continue like this. That is it, guys. Today's message is very short but significant. Create your own signature program. There are many ways of doing it. If you need help, reach out to me. And if you want to work directly with me, I've got an opportunity for you to come and work with me in Spain. Next retreat, I have a live retreat in Spain. It's going to happen in July 2023. I would love to see you here. Until my next video, goodbye, guys.